Hello and welcome to the Untitled Anarchist Seagull Channel Saturday night stream. Actually starting on time this time, which is a rarity, which is why I always say about 11:30 EDT. They just start out with a little rapid. We're waiting to see who shows up tonight. Okay, I'm going for an early trade of light squared bishops, it seems. Det er bare bra. Og hvordan står det til med deg? Ja. If you want that light squared bishop, you're just gonna have to take it yourself. Ja, jag spelar schack nästan varje gången. Schack, Geoguessr, demonteringen av Kelly Mappin och andra reaktionära. Na, nimm doch. Jetzt muss ich eingreifen. Tatsächlich entläufern. Ja, okay. Ja, jag översätter professionellt från svenska, norska och danska till och med. Till engelska, spanska, tyska och till och med jag får till, vill jag säga, japanska. Japanska kollegorna mina säger att jag översätter bättre till japanska än japanska kollegorna. Okej. Nå, vad vill du göra? Okej. Kan du ha? 나가자 그럼 till svenska nej. Jag översätter professionellt bara till engelska, spanska, japanska och tyska. Och från alla andra. Hartnäckig. GG. Okay, that's always nice when it actually... Ja, engelska, spanska och tyska och av och till japanska. Det var roligt. switch over to the Geoguessr now, I think, for a bit. What's going on in your world? Oh. Nee, det blir ikke. Oh, hello. Okay. This lorry has a Facebook page, apparently. Okay, this has to be North America. It just looks like North America. Oh, no, yeah, I actually started on time. What you missed was me winning at Rapid. Actually, it was a good game. It was nice. I have trouble concentrating and on chess and chat at the same time, and I end up usually fucking up the chess as a result. It was a good game. I ended up fairly convincingly winning it. Oh yeah, green signs. Yeah, we're in North America. This couldn't get more North American. And okay, there's a junction. Junction I-5, and it's 165 miles from Seattle. Well, I think we can manage that with these sparse bits of data that we've been given. Okay, zoom away from the Icelandic Phallological Museum. I-5, that's connects with Bellingham, doesn't it? Except this is a junction with the I-5. Come on. Let's see, I-90. Oh, I've got a whole program of interesting stuff this time, since I actually started on time. Okay. Okay, and how far off was the junction with the I-5? Okay, the junction with the I-5 is in 8 miles, and Seattle's 165 miles away. Okay, what else junks with the I-5? Where does I-5 go? Okay, oh, I-5 goes all the way down south. Okay, that's way down south to Oregon. So it's a junction with the I-5 that is 8 miles away from here, and here is 160. Let's see what we've got. Exit 30C. I don't know if that sheds any light on it. Isn't that the NAFTA highway? Isn't that what they called it, at least for a time? Yes, actually, you can't go to Reykjavik without seeing ads for the Phallological Museum. It's advertised all over the place. I mean, this is one of the few things I picked up on my 24-hour trip to Reykjavik. Other than that, it's really hard to... Oh, okay, we got more routes. Okay, we got more junctions coming up. Love a junction. 500, Washington 500. Washington 500 is exit 30C. Okay. 520. 507. Shahalis. Sounds like somebody almost saying, "How are you doing?" in Farsi. Wait, okay, it was number 500. 500 East. 505. 503. This is an east-west road. Oh. Yeah, not necessarily sequentially, but often you have branch systems where you will see the same first digit branching out in different ways. Okay. Vancouver is a pain in the ass. I spent a week in Vancouver a few years ago, and the thing is, when you want to order a pizza and you don't know any places to order pizza, and you Google pizza delivery Vancouver, you end up getting all the way through the order before you find out it's actually Vancouver, Washington. Well, that's Washington for you. Okay, let's see if we can get some more information here. Exit 30, northeast 112th Avenue. That sounds like it's going into a city. 112th Avenue. You don't see 102. You don't see many villages that have it on 112th Avenue. Okay, got more signs coming up. This jumps with 205 north. Okay, there's 405. Ah. I think I see where we are. Looks like we're probably around Portland. The place that you'd think would have a phallological museum, given the absolute dick running it. Montana, no, not looking to get shot. .7 miles. It was in Portland. Well, no, Vancouver. Fake Vancouver. Okay, what have we got here? We've got... It's very... hot. I've been there on a train. I didn't get out, though. I got out. We had a 40-minute stopover in Portland, though. It's on the train from Seattle to LA. It's coming down from Vancouver and spent 3 days in Seattle checking that out. Traveled all the way across Canada to end up in Seattle at a shawarma shop full of people speaking Quebecois. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it rocked, actually. I decided, since it was a long one, that I was gonna spring for a sleeper, and... You get to do, like, fucking wine tastings and things. Like, the staff organize this stuff. There's basically no funds allocated for them to do anything cool. But the staff are actually just, like, dedicated enough to having it and trying to, I think, encourage people to support the idea of maybe properly funding Amtrak. That they just come up with this shit, and it's really cool. And it only takes the better part of 4 weeks to get down to LA. A North American style high speed. Okay. Something tells me I'm not going to be seeing any signs anytime soon. God, there's so many places this could be. It's like red clay, so that could be northern Chile, southern Peru, it could be Western Australia. Come on, give me a main road here someplace. Actually, all this scrubland and the general flatness is making me think WA. I mean, you wouldn't have this kind of scrub and flatness in Chile. It's just not a flat place. Oh, which route did you take? This could also be certain parts of Botswana, thinking about it. Okay, we've got a billboard coming up, I think. Advert, it'll at least tell us what language people are speaking. Oh, come on. Yeah, nothing here. I think the longest rail journey I've ever taken was from New Brunswick to Vancouver. Although that was broken into like 5 trains, I think. Let me see. New Brunswick to Montreal, that was one. Then Montreal, Toronto, that was another, like a month later. And Toronto to Winnipeg. And then Winnipeg, Vancouver. God, this is gonna... I don't think we're ever going to get a clear sign of where this is, so I'm just gonna say it's in WA. Oh, fucking hell, it was Brazil. This is the first time I have ever gotten nul point. I'm like an English Eurovision singer. Oh, wow. Been on quite a few of them. Holy shit, I didn't know you could get no points. Okay. This is scuffed European. Thinking someplace Mediterranean-ish. Osteria. Fiera degli Sposi. Padano. We are in Italy. Centro commerciale. Casal Maggiore. Dove cazzo è? Non lo conosco. The main one I know is the Cardinal. Used to commute to uni on that from DC to Okay, I did not mean to do that. Let's get back on the main road, please. Between Cincinnati and DC. And then I've taken the ones that connect Chicago and St. Louis fairly often. Be gone, Pacific Northwest. I want no more of your special mixture of rain and tear gas. Oh, wow. The lack of any luggage restriction makes that very attractive. Casal Maggiore, dove cazzo sei? Castellaneta, surname of Homer Simpson's voice. What are the restrictions? I've always run tons of luggage, and nobody's ever said a thing to me. San Felice Circeo, Avezzano, Frosinone. Come on, give us a province. Casal Maggiore. I know they'll only check so much, but I mean, as long as I'm just bringing it with me, nobody has ever stopped me. I'll bring like 2 huge suitcases and Piadena and Cremona. Okay. Ah, it was in the north. Okay. We're in McMansion country now. Vreeland Avenue. Oh god, these are the most nondescript names and houses. Could be fucking anywhere in North America. Oh shit, that was an actual sign that might tell me something informative. Okay, the sign says stop. So we are not in Quebec. It's like exactly one place we've really ruled out here. Okay, it's the US, 20 miles an hour. The Knoll Country Club. God, this is like... Oh wait, there's a mayor's name. It's probably gonna be something bullshit like John Smith. It'll be absolutely useless. Michael A. Soriano, Parsippany. Troy Hills, Parsippany. Okay. That I can work with. That's Kentucky. That's gonna get me out of there. I tire of Kentucky. Parsippany, Troy Hills. Now we're off to the Knoll Country Club. Knoll Golf Club West. And 1,000 yards. Regional sewerage. Never heard it referred to as sewerage in North America. I've only ever heard it called that in Australia. Okay. Can we make this graffiti out? It's in Arabic. Okay. Fairly urban. And we got signs coming right up. Butte. First... Mahdiya. This is the first time I've ever been taken to an Arabic-speaking country by Geoguessr. And none of those town names actually mean anything to me. Okay. Tunisia Telecom. Options إلى كل لون. Okay. Tunisia. Sfox. Sus. Okay, what was the other place that this is located? Mahdiya, Al-Mahdiya. Monastir. Al-Mahdiya, Sfach. Okay, I think I got this one. Never had Egypt. $18 miles. Now we're going to change gears for a second. Never had Israel either. And do let me know how the audio is sounding. So I'm hoping that this is going to be content. And I don't want the audio to be fucked up, because then I'll have to just screw around with it in post for hours like I did with the Tuttle Twins thing.
If you are one of the many people getting interested in socialism and world politics these days, you've probably heard of Caleb Maupin.
Like, really? The only reason I've heard of him is that people take the piss out of him. I mean, this guy, the ego on him is fairly impressive. And I mean, just creating this fucking animated intro.
So, who is Caleb Maupin?
You really want me to answer that?
A journalist, political analyst, TV personality.
No, he's just an asshole.
And author. Caleb is a 21st century socialist and advocate of...
Okay, so we've narrowed down what time period he's living in.
International friendship and cooperation. He first rose to prominence through socialist organizing in Cleveland, Ohio.
To prominence, Jesus Christ! He was in what is it, Cleveland Fist, which sounds a lot more fun than it is. Your last couple comments. What were your last couple of comments? Because I didn't see him.
In 2010, Caleb attended a student walkout, protesting teacher layoffs, and filmed.
God, who gives a shit about you went to a protest hardly anyone remembers in 2010?
Police brutality against two
And what's correct on all this though is that the animated version of him has the fucking smug grin as he's doing this. Like, yeah, ticking the boxes. Gonna put this on my activist CV. Eventually, I'm gonna be able to do a grift just like that fine chap Micah White.
African-American high school students. The introduction of his video footage as evidence in juvenile court resulted in a verdict of not guilty for one of the two young women. Cleveland's Scene magazine describes
it's like the
Caleb
bare
at the
minimum.
time. The 22-year-old is chatty and affable. When it comes to talking politics, he's obviously done his homework. Facts, dates, obscure legislation, the fates of forgotten labor leaders.
Jesus. Like, imagine. I can't wrap my mind around the sort of person who comes up with this and thinks that it makes them look good. And this is an article. I know this because he's like linked to it on his personal website, which describes him as the sage you've always wanted to find. Which no. The sage I always wanted to find was for a salad. I don't think that he has that flavor. No, it's like it was a profile of him because he was involved in some sort of a protest back in like 2008 or something. And this is
snippets of protest songs. In part, he's learned the game as a careful student of history, but he also sees himself as an inheritor of the radical tradition.
Yeah, I think we gotta take that to probate. That is... Oh, shit. Okay.
The introduction of his video...
Look at the fucking grins on these people's faces, too. It's like...
as evidence in juvenile court.
He thought this was a good idea.
Not guilty for one of the two young women. Cleveland Scene magazine describes Caleb at the time. The 22-year-old is chatty and affable. When it comes to talking politics, he's obviously done his homework. Facts, dates, obscure legislation, the fates of forgotten labor leaders, snippets of protest songs. In part, he's learned the game as a careful student of history, but he also sees himself as an inheritor of the radical tradition.
And that's what we need to be taken to probate, I guess. Ah, hell.
In 2011, when the Occupy Wall Street movement took root in New York City, Caleb was at the center of the
And
action.
now?
At the first General Assembly, he gave a fiery speech.
God, spare me from people who are still talking about how important they were at Occupy. And why?
Built around the phrase and idea of class against class.
And nobody had thought of that before then.
He also urged the Occupy movement to take a stand.
What the? Okay, so these suits are meant to be the Occupy movement, or what are these, like, the corporate CEOs looking on, like, yeah, his grift game is strong.
Against the bombing of Libya, at a time when most leftists weren't even aware of it. After Occupy, Caleb decided...
Weren't even aware of it? That was a huge fucking debate at the time. When it didn't, that wasn't something that was obscure and passed without notice.
It was time to get a haircut and start traveling. Soon he was speaking at important conferences in Iran, Ecuador, Venezuela, Brazil, and Russia.
Yeah, which is cute. I mean, he clearly doesn't want to say what the names of the conferences are. Yes, this is fucking Caleb Maupin. This is his autobiography. This is the introduction that plays every single time you go to his channel.
In 2013, he led the Hands Off Syria protests, demanding the end of American efforts to overthrow the Syrian government. Appearing on
fucking grinning.
CNN, Caleb urged President Obama himself not to launch a new war.
We're supposed to imagine that he went into the Oval Office and, like, brought out a fucking PowerPoint presentation, and, like, a lot of people urged Obama not to start another war. A lot of people. This is not, I mean, this is the bragging rights he thinks
Caleb
it is.
was invited to join with the Red Crescent Society of Iran, delivering medical supplies to war-torn Yemen. The rescue ship created an international incident, and Saudi Arabia bombed the port of Hodeidah 8 times in a single day.
And yet somehow this is all about him. How is it now, by the way?
To keep Caleb and a small group of medical volunteers from arriving.
No, well, yeah, I'm sure the bombing was primarily about Caleb Maupin. They didn't want... I mean, he is the fucking keymaster to Yemen's gatekeeper.
Since that time, Caleb's writing has been translated into a number of languages. He's been featured and quoted on China.org, Forbes, The Nation, Democracy Now!, and many other outlets.
Featured and quoted... That doesn't mean anything.
He works as a reporter for the International Television Network, RT.
Well, international in that it's active internationally.
And his work is viewed by millions every day. Caleb never turned
viewed as what?
Down an opportunity to debate in favor of socialism.
Well, mostly he seems to prefer to debate in favor of redefining socialism.
Fascists, or anarchists. Caleb Maupin is a Marxist, anti-racist, and feminist. He opposes all forms of oppression.
Well, I mean, except for the transphobia and the anti-Semitism, and he doesn't think there's anything wrong with the fucking LaRoucheites, which is fun.
But he's also a Christian and a patriotic American. He remains critical of the pessimism and destructiveness found in some leftist circles, and urges the American left to rediscover the traditions of class struggle and anti-imperialism.
This is what these three people are supposed to, represent the American left? The dickhead with the bow tie and the two, like, grinning chuckle fucks,
Caleb's book, City Builders and Vandals in Our Age,
is full of anti-Semitic shit.
Described as a groundbreaking analysis of capitalism and geopolitics. He's now in the process of forming a think tank called the Center for Political Innovation.
Yes, and that's taken off so much that at their big, like, debut, I guess you could call it a protest. A few days ago, they had all of 5 people in New York.
To expand the conversation about how the USA can get past the crisis of greed, wars, and market-spawned chaos.
without doing something like, I don't know, abolishing capitalism, which he says is
The slogan
anti-Marxist.
and message that Caleb wants to popularize is, "We need a government of action to fight for working families."
What the fuck is any of that? What the hell is a government of action as opposed to what? Like a government of inaction? I mean, this guy is so image obsessed, but he thinks this is the language that inspires people. Fight for working families. I mean, that's just like Democratic Party bullshit. And, I mean, what the hell is a government of action? Every fucking government does shit.
If this sounds interesting to you, do yourself a favor.
Desperately, urgently locate actual leftist analysis, because if this motherfucker's starting to sound interesting to you, maybe you just need some sleep. Maybe that's it. Because, I mean, this, if you wanted to make him, this is like the advertising for Caleb Maupin you'd do if his one-man show was, in The Producers, if he was sort of the springtime for Hitler of the act.
Subscribe to this channel and start engaging with what Caleb Maupin has to say.
Well, I guess I'm doing that right now.
He's got a unique socialist perspective, formed by real-life experiences in the class struggle.
Real-life experiences in the class struggle. Yeah, and then when he talks about his real-life experiences, it's like, yeah, so, spent some time talking with politicians in this one country, yeah. And then I went to another one, and I talked to more fucking politicians, and then there was some, like, fashion there, too, talked to them. Yeah, I mean,
Check
what
out his
experience
website,
in the class struggle.
CalebMaupin.com, and stay in touch with him on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, no.
If you are one of the many...
No, we don't need more of it. Yes, run the other way. Very quickly, or he and his, like, weird little cult of people who have very low standards of cult leaders might just irritate the shit out of you. Socialist patriotism in America. Could go back to some Geoguessr, maybe play some Rapid, or maybe we could... Or there's also this Stockfish 14 demonstration game where the king is stuck on the other side of the board, and Stockfish still kicks the top chess.com engine's ass. Then there's Cancel This Webinar, the web conference of the Center for Political Innovation, and Socialist Patriotism in America. Or we've got Muppet Babies pushes trans agenda on children. Jill Simonian reacts. That rhymes. You could turn it into a song, and it would be better than the shit that they sang at his little 3-person public relations protest. Oh, that's right. We've also got Caleb Maupin and Vosh debating over whether tankies are comrades. Yeah, which is great because it's like two people who definitely aren't comrades, but also don't like each other, even though actually they're both full of shit and they're both reactionaries. Which one? Which are we doing? Which one sounds entertaining? I will yield to you on this. Defer. Which is the one that sounds entertaining? Oh, okay. That's good. That that one isn't too long. A lot of the other ones were like 2 hours, and that's not entirely stomachable. And let me know what the. Okay, first of all, who the fuck is Jill Simonian?
PragerU kids, we hope you're having a good day. We've got hot topics that we're all furiously and
Jill Simonian. The Fab Mom, Motivating Parenting Lifestyle Mom Blog by TV host, author, and digital influencer Jill Simonian. Well, that certainly gives me a flavor. Director of Outreach for PragerU Resources for Educators and Parents. Oh, she's in charge of trying to get this bullshit into schools.
quickly talking about over here, right, Will?
That's exactly right.
Yes, and it all has to do with what? Muppet babies.
Yes, and my mustache. We'll be debating that the entire.
Yeah, your mustache is fucked up, but I imagine it's not going to be as fucked up as the shit we're about to hear. That's like, that's the mustache that the baddies in Burt Reynolds movies have.
Entire show.
We're debating Muppet Babies first and Will's mustache second, so we're good to go.
What, you're going to be debating? So who's going to have the non-horrible position on this? Or what are you going to even disagree on?
Like I said, I'm from PragerU Kids. Guess what, guys? We're going to talk about it a little bit later in this live after we talk about Muppet Babies. But we at PragerU Kids are doing a huge membership drive this month in August for our PrEP membership. PrEP stands for PragerU Resources for Educators and Parents. It is...
Oh, okay. I was wondering what I saw that in when I Googled her, and I wasn't sure because to me that's an HIV drug.
The membership group of parents, teachers, administrators, principals, grandparents,
and fucking uncles, aunts, great-grandparents, ancestors, godparents, and oil billionaires, and the oil billionaires they worship.
Parents, anyone who wants to support our wholesome, pro-America, happy, age-appropriate kids shows.
Okay. Having watched some of this shit, first of all, wholesome and pro-America, that doesn't go together. There's nothing wholesome about pro-America. It's like wholesome pro-fucking bubonic plague. And age appropriate? Yeah, no, not really seeing it. I've watched this shit, and it's like, it's actually bizarre that they're targeting this stuff at kids, because it's like, it sounds like it's directed at somebody older, and yet it's condescending enough that it would insult a 5-year-old.
And videos and resources to teach our kids American values. Typically, we welcome about 1,000 members per month into our PrEP membership. This year for August, we're seeking to triple it.
You see, and that already tells you just how astroturf this is. There is a huge number of, like, right-wing dickheads in this country. And this is an extremely well-funded right-wing propaganda op that gets all sorts of help from the YouTube algorithm, and they're counting their new members in the fucking thousands.
We want 3,000 of you to join PrEP.
That's their goal. See, total astroturf.
Kids shows so we can keep making more to
Please
offset the types of shows that our children are now watching, such as Muppet Babies.
So, like, the idea is to offset the watchable content with insufferable crap.
Talk about Muppet Babies, right, Will?
That's right. Well, let me say one thing. It's one thing to have you join PrEP, but I'm sure that you have friends, you have other people, your school administrators, whoever you know, you should be telling them to join as well, because one of the greatest parts that's a lot like Prager for, it's the same with PrEP, is that it's an online community. It's a digital community where you get to meet with people.
Well, yeah, but you could meet the same fucking people on 8chan.
Strategize and talk about things of people who have similar values to you. So tell
I mean, okay, but it's like, so this is an echo chamber for right-wing assholes to talk shit, and you have to pay for it. Why? I mean, there are tons of those, and they're free.
All your friends and people who have kids or their teachers to join prep as well.
100%. And you know, this is a fun fact. 20% of our members are educators.
Yeah, not fun. Not necessarily a fact, because I don't really think that anyone who would actually lend credence to this can be honestly said to be educating
Wow.
Isn't that
anyone,
great?
least of all
Amazing.
themselves.
It's amazing. It is so encouraging to know that many teachers and parents from teachers across the country really do want to celebrate America. So yes, exactly everything that Will said. It's an online community. Check out our shows. Guarantee you'll like what you see. But okay.
No. Where do I make a claim on that warranty?
So let's talk about Muppet Babies. Should we watch the clip first? I know many of you have probably already seen this online. Muppet Babies is forwarding a transgender agenda into the...
Oh, okay. What's it? I understand those two words, but do agendas even have gender in the first place?
their shows. Are we listening? I'll
Yes.
listen. Okay, go for it.
Unfortunately, yes.
We met the most amazing princess, but they ran away, and all they left behind was this.
Everyone, there's something I need to tell you. The princess who came to your ball tonight was me. I'm Gonzorella.
But Gonzo, why didn't Vu tell us?
Because you all expected me to look a certain way. I don't want you to be upset with me, but
This is wholesome.
Royal ball. We met
Okay, so there we are. There's the clip. There's the clip. I'm going to take this off because I can't hear myself with them. But
Why would you take that off then? See, just knowing that there is something that I could put on and I would never have to hear you. Yes, I suppose so.
yeah, there's the clip. Taylor, right now I want you to watch for reactions and chime in with any reactions that anyone is leaving. But here's my take. You guys, most of you know I'm a mom of 2 elementary school age kids. Muppet Babies is on Disney Junior. The target age is roughly age 3. I mean, my kids would have watched it when they were like 3 years old, 4 years old, 5, all the way up to 6 years old. This is preschool before kindergarten. Will, I know you don't have children, but let me ask you, do you think that this is age appropriate?
What the fuck does Will know about age appropriate? Have you seen that mustache? He doesn't even know what's appropriate for his fucking face. You fucking... I mean, why the hell did he decide to look like a fucking scuffed back alley pornographer?
No, this is something about sexualizing children is sick and perverted. So,
Okay, what was sexualizing children, Will? Or is it just that every time you see something that involves children, you immediately sexualize it? Which would explain the mustache. The mustache fits in with that whole kind of aesthetic.
so no, it's not age appropriate whatsoever.
It's not age appropriate, and I say that as a parent, and I wanted to ask, Will, who is much cooler and much more hip than me, and in
That's like being much better at football than Cameroon.
Don't flatter me. You are just as cool as me, Jill. If not,
Yes, they are. It's true.
Well,
They are equally
but
cool.
Yeah, this is not age appropriate, and this is exactly, many of you know who are living it in all corners of the country. This is what is happening on our television shows, in our movies for our kids, in our schools.
Finally.
Many of us, those of you who are members and even not members of Prep, you send me messages saying, the librarian read my child a book today about gender nonconformity. I haven't talked to my child about that yet.
You don't need to fucking talk to your child about that. Your child is already living it, probably.
What do I do? These are things that are happening across.
I mean, do you seriously think these kids are automatically, spontaneously little stereotypes without any fucking blurring around the edges ever?
Across the country with this gender identity, non-binary ideology pushed onto kids. It's confusing.
Okay. I don't know what the drink would have to be that I'd accept him as the chaser. Okay, now note that the number of things that she is conflating together here. Okay, so she was talking about gender nonconformity. And now she's... Okay.
Using? It's not age appropriate, and it really strips our rights as parents. It completely strips our rights as parents away, because as parents, we're the ones who are raising our kids. We are the ones who decide when we want to open these types of conversations with our kids.
Okay, and in which case, so if the idea is that any time a media outlet publishes material for kids on a given subject that's immediately stripping the rights of all parents, then you're in charge of the children's propaganda wing of PragerU here. Aren't you stripping parents' rights?
And age 4 and 5 is not appropriate. When a kid's in kindergarten, it's black, it's white, it's red, it's green. They want to color, they want to paint, they want to make friends. They don't want to have to think about complicated issues that are medically damaging to kids on a
medically damaging to kids. Yeah, I can't wait to hear the citation for
psychological
this.
and physical level, like this. So, what do we do? Ban all of these programs?
I would say yes, but I know some.
Well, I'm shocked. I'm fucking shocked that you two would say ban all this. God, there's a fucking Dennis Prager pillow. Like, that's for like if you have a piss up, and you want at least one pillow that it's okay for people to puke on.
Some people watching would definitely disagree with me. I don't know. I mean, this is horrible. I don't think that kids should be allowed to watch this. If we're not going to ban it, which I don't see that happening anytime soon, then parents need to ban their kids from watching this. You shouldn't. If you're a parent, don't let your kids watch this. That's the first step. Boycott these companies that put out information that is harming children.
I see we've, despite the wonderful tradition of PragerU's informational content providing detailed analysis, they seem to have just forgotten to mention how this is somehow harming kids.
They make it so normal. They make it so that something like this is incredibly normal. So the next generation that comes up, all of this is just completely normal.
I mean, this is the same bullshit they said about when TV shows started acknowledging that gay people existed.
You know, I know, and that's, I agree, because I've gotten to the point now with my girls, and they are older, and I have had to have certain conversations with them before I really would have, because I know that all of this stuff is out there, and I also know that if I'm not getting ahead of it, and if I'm not on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine the conversations that she has with the kids. Mommy, why does everybody say you're a fash-adjacent petty bourgeois reactionary? What's that mean?
I'm not doing my due diligence as a parent, and
Yeah, well, I mean, not doing due diligence is kind of on brand,
that's
though.
our job to do as parents. I also want to alert everyone, if you don't know, I mean, we are based in California, and in California schools right now, in elementary schools, administrators and I will say outside programs are coming in and offering workshops to very young children, really propelling these non-binary discussions with children who may or may not have learned about it already. And they're
Well, I mean, I think the idea of having the discussions with the children is that some of them may not have learned about it already. And it's to help them learn about it, which is, I thought, kind of meant to be the stated purpose of schools. But you go ahead. You're the head of crap or whatever the hell your group is called.
giving our kids information. They're giving our kids helplines that they
That's terrible. They're giving kids information and
can
helplines?
text without a parent's consent about if you question whether you're a male or a female, or if you think you're in between, text this number and one of our helpers will counsel you through it. And they're not telling us parents that they're doing this.
Yes, because some of you fucking parents will kill them.
Us parents have no idea this is happening. These counselors will talk to our kids, these strangers who we don't know who they are, without our consent, and they're pushed.
What's great is that she's a stranger who's in charge, who's tasked by oil billionaires with talking to other people's kids. And she's being precious about
this notion to our children that if your parents don't believe in this, then your parents are bad people, and here are the steps that you can take to find your true self.
Well, God, that's fucking horrible.
And to become your non-binary self. And it's very confusing and it's damaging because it does involve, when you get to a certain point, hormone therapy.
No, it fucking doesn't. Not necessarily. What was it you were saying? You were saying a few minutes ago something about due diligence. Plenty of non-binary people don't take any fucking medical steps at all. And not everybody who's got to call those helplines is likely to do any of it.
That will affect kids for the rest of their life. It is physically damaging. In some areas, kids do not need a parent's consent to undergo medical treatment that will
save their fucking lives,
alter them for the rest of their lives, and they can opt to take it without even having the reasoning ability and the wherewithal to know if what they're doing is to know what they're doing. And it's really sad. Our parents' rights are being stripped away, and we need to take them back immediately. I'm curious if there's any comments about this, Muppet Babies.
Oh, okay. Are any of the comments going to be non-scatological? I mean, it's a PragerU comment thread, so I have a feeling it's going to the mod bots are going to have to censor a lot of comments where people are like just showing pictures of their own excrement, which they also had to ban from Gab.
There's a lot of comments.
Okay.
Patty says it's time for this grandmother to take Disney off and stop buying their products. No more.
Yeah.
Good.
Just
Good
buy
on you,
old
Patty.
VHS of The Lion King,
Yeah.
and you'll be totally fine.
And I want to tell that grandmother, I am with you. No one was a bigger Disney fan than me, but and Muppet Babies is on Disney Junior, like we said, but it's to the point now where we have to provide alternative shows and entertainment
and you suck at it.
Programming to our kids.
I mean, you people took the concept in one of your fucking kids' shows where it was great. It was good. It was brilliant. It was these two kids. They decide they're going to go back to use a time machine and go back in time and find Ronald Reagan. And they fucking leave him alone and he's fine. He's completely unharmed when they come back. That was a great premise. But that's not what normal people think about doing when they go to a time machine to find Ronald Reagan.
Will,
Yes.
what if people started watching PragerU Kids shows instead of Disney and Netflix?
Hey.
You'd probably see a lot of people throwing their computers against things because the stuff is just so maddeningly bad. It's not even that it's just, fucking straight up reactionary propaganda written by oil billionaires and their flunkies. It's just badly done. There aren't any actual fucking characters. Like, I can make this comparison. I have watched North Korean kids programming. And I will say, North Korean kids programming... Now, North Korea isn't known for, like, fucking subtlety. But there is nothing half as preachy in that shit as their kids shows. There's, like, more actual story. There's more actual, like, entertainment going on there. And it's, like, the only... the only fucking segment of the broadcast day there that you can really say that about. But, Jesus, their stuff is just... It's such crap. There's absolutely nothing to hold anyone's interest.
Haley
Their lives
Watts
would be
just said
completely
PragerU
changed.
needs TV shows.
We're doing it, Haley.
Yeah, I know. You shouldn't be. Because, I mean, I've seen your kids' program. The only people who are going to watch your kids' programming, apart from people like me who are taking the piss out of it, are like fucking right libertarian university students who smoke weed and watch that while they're thinking up new racial slurs.
Come on, Haley.
We're working, but here's the thing, Haley. I love Haley's comment. I like your style. I like your thinking.
Her thinking was like fucking nonsense, as you just pointed out. She said you should have something you already have. We're supposed to be surprised that she agrees with somebody agreeing with her.
Everyone watching, this is what PragerU Kids is trying to do. We're starting with digital programming. We are starting with videos, with animation, crafts that teach American history. We're starting with digital magazines that teach about the historical heroes that our schools refuse to teach about now.
Historical heroes.
We're starting with all this stuff on a digital level, but I'm going to let you in on a secret. My background is in television.
Oh, okay, now I want to look into what her background is. What kind of fucking bullshit was she doing on television?
So, it might not happen this year, but this is a personal goal and a goal that all of us at PragerU Kids are working towards. We want our shows on television. We want every single American family and teacher to watch our shows.
See, I think you're going to find that there's not much overlap between your wishes and that of every single person in the country in that regard.
At home. We want this PragerU Kids program to grow, but we can't do it without any of you. And that's why it brings me back to the membership. That's why we're doing this membership drive.
Yeah, so they could pretend that this is somehow member sustained.
In August. Any other comments? So become a member of PragerU Kids. I'll give you a wink. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to
Yeah, see, they use this shit, and then they can, they use the membership figures to grift with the other fucking right-wing billionaires who are on the fence about whether this bullshit is maybe too embarrassing to be good investment.
right now, our shows are available on YouTube. The ones that we have, it's a growing library of kids shows, and they're also, if you have on a smart TV, you can get our app for Roku, and you can watch our shows on your TV right there, just like that.
Is there any way to permanently block that app?
Do have another few comments. Let's see. Heather says, "This is infuriating. Disney's so awful now. I'm getting rid of them and Nickelodeon as soon as I can get out of my Dish contract." Grr.
Grr? Yeah,
I love the growls. We love to growl over here, yes.
Yeah, Jesus.
Sandy says, "A small child does not need to be thinking about sexualization."
Exactly.
Where was the fucking sexualization, though? You kind of just threw that in there from the guy with the fucking pedo mustache. Just said something about sexualization, but you haven't actually pointed to any fucking sexualization.
Exactly.
There's a reason why they are doing all of this. These people who create these programs, or who are in the schools doing this, the people who are on the phones, these people...
Oh, look at this. We've got in the background, there's a fucking shrine to racist advertising. We've got Uncle Ben's. Oh, and Goya, because the fucking Goya magnate said that he liked Trump. And what's that crap on the top that looks like, I don't know, Everclear or something?
They feel bad about their own lives, so they try to push it onto children. They feel insecure about their own ideas and horrible things that they have, that they feel like someone else has to agree with them, so they push it onto children.
This is the closest he will ever come to self-awareness.
Because no one who has actually any sort of common sense will actually agree with these kind of things or think that they're real.
Yeah, I mean, this is I wonder, this is the moment where his brain is starting to calculate that, look at his life choices, look at his career, look at the person sitting next to him, and then it just sort of fizzles out and he makes another decision like that fucking bouffant with that fucking mustache.
And everything is based on lies.
Yeah, it's all lies.
This is... Were we back to talking about your children's programming?
It's lies. It does not walk hand in hand with science. It does not walk hand in hand with truth or logic or reason.
You realize that's just a metaphor. Of course, it doesn't literally walk hand in hand with abstract concepts, but
and we are living in an age of lies, and there's already been
yeah, that's your fucking career.
Generation of students who have been educated through lies, and
this is the U.S. There have been generation after generation of students who've been educated through lies.
if you don't lose a country like that, I don't know how you lose a country.
It's like when you
Oh, wait, lose a country. See, that's very interesting. See, so she feels she's losing a country, so she clearly identifies with,
know that you
Yeah.
have the truth, you don't have to go around like proving to everyone that you have the truth. Because
well, okay, see, again, this guy, it's like, is he gonna go home after this, have his, like, fucking Bud Light, and think about the things he just said and say, wait a second, if you're telling the truth, you don't need to prove that you're telling the truth, and tomorrow I'm gonna go back and spend another day proving I'm telling the truth with a fucking embarrassing fucking mustache.
it's evident, right? But when when your entire argument or the things that you structure your society on are built on lies, then you have to mandate the lies.
Yeah, like, I mean, this is like literally what they're talking about doing. They want to fucking mandate. I mean, it's like, how can they
Because
be this
otherwise-
close to, like, describing exactly what they're doing and not stop for a minute and say, holy shit, that's my fucking career.
People are going to seek out the truth on their own. This is why they're so hard on pushing it, because they know that it's lies and they have to just shove it down our throats to brainwash us with it. If it was the truth,
And by the way, why don't you join our fucking membership organization for children, and we're going to try to put our propaganda on television as well.
it would be self-evident, but obviously not. This isn't common sense. It's disgusting and perverted, and all you guys who know the truth need to push out the truth out there.
It's a fucking Muppet that doesn't even look human wearing a dress.
You want to do one of our kids' shows, Will?
Yes, I,
I think
would
we
love
should
to.
have Children's Hour with Will Witt.
I would love to.
Oh, God, no. Yeah, no. It would have to be heavily supervised children's hour.
Let's do
He's
it.
got to shave that mustache first.
Yeah, we might need to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
we have a clip of Leo and Layla just to end this on a very hopeful note.
Oh, this is the shit. This is their, like, attempt at children's programming.
The Muppet Babies clip sort of surprised and disturbed a lot of us at how it was targeting such young kids. Here's something, an alternative that your kids can watch.
Wait, which one?
Leo and Layla. I think I
Hold on, Will. I'll slack
sent
you.
Wonder
you
which
the
one
link,
this is.
Do you have
but
it?
this Leo and Layla is our animated series that a new episode is posted every few weeks. We're working on getting more, depending on depending on and thankful for our members who graciously donate to support our kids' shows.
God, this is such a fucking grift.
But Leo and Layla is an animated show that actually teaches our kids about history. And I think this latest episode is about Paul Revere. And we
Okay,
just
I haven't
watch
seen
a
this
little
one.
clip. It's adorable. It's about a brother and sister, Leo and Layla, and they learn about Paul Revere and they travel back in time through her iPhone app. And it's the kind of programming that is appropriate for our kids. And it's
But the thing is that quite apart from the message,
educational.
it sucks.
Do we have it?
You
Oh,
did,
here we go.
You did a fantastic job stalling. for
Oh,
me
I
to
know
get-
how to film. I
Yeah.
know
No,
how
you
to
didn't.
film.
That was so good.
Yeah, that's like the one thing you
Right.
do
Word
know.
salad?
Yeah,
maybe,
exactly.
maybe not.
I want to just show you this.
Oh,
Let's
is
make
that the
us
ad?
watch an ad real quick.
Oh, it's an ad. So yeah, you can find all of our videos on YouTube. You can also find them in a much better place on PragerU.com.
That's not a much better place.
Free.
Kids for free.
Well, without ads,
The
too.
ice cream man is coming. The ice cream man is coming. Quick, can you please buy me some? The ice cream man is coming. The ice cream man is coming.
What's this acting?
Easy, Leo. Who do you think you are, Paul Revere?
Who?
Yeah, I mean, this is like totally a conversation that happens in every house in the country.
I'm filling out this study guide for my American Revolution test. This guy, Paul Revere, is famous for yelling, "The British are coming! The British are coming!"
Cute, right?
But I'm not finding
okay,
much
we can
info.
just stop it there. But that's just to give you a
Yeah, thank you.
little flavor of Paul Revere. And throughout the little episode, they meet someone who is not Paul Revere, but very important to Paul Revere's story. And I'll let you watch the episode, and I'll let you, Will, watch the episode because you might even learn something too.
I watched this episode. It's really good.
Good. I'm glad. Yay.
Yeah.
See, Will
Yeah.
likes it.
Yeah, Taylor.
Will has just like ascended to levels of creepiness that I had not actually expected. So far, he's just been this sort of bland white guy who says a bunch of absolutely asinine bullshit. But this was like, now he's like creepy as fuck.
Read it to me.
I wouldn't leave my nieces around him.
It was really nice. So
It is nice.
You can't sleep at night with
We are a bit. You can't let this be the replacement for the Disneys and the Netflixes and all of the programming that is just becoming so compromised and politicized and inappropriate for our kids. PragerU Kids
Yeah, I mean, PragerU, you know it's not going to be politicized.
is our answer. Join us, become a member. We can't do this without you. We're so thankful for all of you.
Yeah, as long as you've got the fucking Koch brothers, I think you can do this without them.
If there's one comment of hope, I will take it. If not, we will sign off and encourage people to come join us.
Sure. N. Arnett says, on PragerU Kids, you covered 2 books that I've read to my kids, Emperor's New Clothes and The Little Red Hen. Thank you.
You're welcome. All based on truth. Let that be your story time. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Any final words, wise words, Will?
guys, all this struggle, all these horrible things happening means that you have the most opportunity ever to do something amazing. That's what all of this means. So don't take the struggle and then get nihilistic. Use the struggles and hard times and horrible things happening to make your life better.
Okay, and just how blandly he says that.
I appreciate those words because it's back to school and I'm struggling, but I'm going to take Will's words back to school and continue onward. Positively.
Yeah, just don't take Will back to school because I think he has to stay within like outside a 1,000-mile radius.
Right.
Looking
Thanks for
at
watching. Join us at PragerU Kids. Become
Listening
a
to him.
member. PragerU.com/kids. Bye, guys.
Okay, that was horrifying. Jesus Christ, that was fucked up. And we
Hi,
have reached
everybody.
that time
it's Tuesday
again.
morning. Jill Simone
No,
here
no,
with
shut the fuck up. I don't want to see you
Kids.
again. Thank you. Okay, and we've reached that time of night, so I'm going to be signing off, probably, and get a little bit of relaxation, because talking like this is quite thirsty work. Have a good night, and I'm going to see what of this I clip together. I think there's probably a few good things in here. Thank you for joining.